Wolves was also a college project, so I actually didn't have time to really think about anything I was doing in Wolves because it was a 6-week project, so it had to be done quite quickly. So when I was putting it together, all I was thinking about was the best way. I need to give you the impression that the wolf is going into the book is sort of happening around you, sort of thing. And so I hardly thought about the picture planes when I just did it, sort of automatically, and then it just sort of worked out, and I changed it a little bit. But so and showing it to I showed it to the ending is very accidental because originally I was thinking, well, I can't actually let this rabbit die in the book, and I just couldn't think of a way out of it really. And I was making, when I'm doing picture books, I make tiny little dummies about this big, so with scrappy pencil drawings, and I put the words in, I type them out, and then I stick them in with a bit of tape so I can move them about. And I got to the page where the rabbit discovers this wolf behind him, and then the next page there was just blank, and then I was looking at that, well, I've got to find the way that this rabbit wins out over this wolf and finds a way of beating this wolf. But when I turned the page in my little dummy, because it was blank, I just thought, it got eaten. And then that made me laugh, and so I sort of wrote that in, showed it to my daughter, who was she was 6, I think, at the time. And when I showed it to her, she laughed as well, so I thought, well, I'll just leave it. And because it wasn't ever intended for publication, it was just meant to be a college project, I just thought, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, and I'll just leave it in. But, you know, kids tend to, little ones, they like to believe there's an alternative ending, and they like to believe the alternative ending, and then the older they get, the more bloodthirsty they get, and they like to believe that the rabbit's dead, which is fine by me.